Hey, before we get to the 3M Open, down below in the description section, there are 2 free links. The PGA Study Hub is live, finally. We are excited about this. And also the MLB Study Hub is live for the opening day on Thursday. Down below in the description section, both are free. Check them out. Enjoy it. Next up will be our NASCAR Study Hub, which should be able to come out tomorrow night as we're going to be able to get the positions and pricing on Wednesday. It's going to be a good day. Very excited about this. And then we'll have the MMA Fight Metrics. That is already posted, as well as our exclusives for all of these sports, which should add up to about 20 to 25 extra links and sheets and all sorts of notes and all sorts of things in Discord. So give it a look. 2 free things down below, description section. If you want more, patreon.com/riseorfall. Go ahead and sign up. And on top of that, if you're just here for the freebies, you want these free links, you want my advice and a little breakdown, then by all means, just hit that sub and like button. Those things help me out immensely. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, the 3M Open. This is the second time we've seen this course, and I'm excited about an event like this because it's going to be complete chaos, and I love courses like this where they're new or they're second time around. For me, it's going to be very important to lean on our PGA specialist Bennett and his decision making, his knowledge of PGA, and his innate ability to kind of break down a course. And he gave me some notes for this because I didn't know too much about this course, and I knew that it was just the second time we we're going to see it. So he gave me some good notes. I'm going to read them off for you real quick. And since I live that #dad life, I'm not going to pretend that I know all these off the top of my head. I'm going to read them, and I'll look back when I'm done so that I can be with my kids a little bit more this morning. All right, so this course is 7,400 yards. It's a par 71 made by Arnold Palmer. Okay. Course is played on bent grass and has 27 water hazards. It's known as a birdie fest because last year the top 10 averaged 23 birdies. The par 5s are pretty long, but the course is played at an altitude of 900 feet above sea level, so the ball should carry within 2 shots. Makes the course an eagle and birdie fest. Okay, so that's cool. If golfers miss a fairway, they'll deal with a short rough, and if golfers miss wildly, they'll deal with the water. Important stats to track this week are the strokes gained approach, strokes gained off the tee, birdie or better, par 4 scoring 450 to 500 yards, and greens in regulation. So what Bennett will do is he will fill out the core, cash, MME, and risers category, which are the confidence picks for the week. He will do this for all of the Legends members. On top of that, then CG, myself, and another coach inside Discord will be giving away our player pools, our MME exposures, single entry half build lineups, and MME lineup building groups, and all sorts of things like that. So those are the things we do exclusives, and those are for the Ronin tier. So if you're signing up and you're like, what am I getting? Well, you can look on screen real quick. And then you can also just go ahead and check it out at patreon.com/riseorfall. Now, when I am doing my MME pool, a lot of what I'm going to be doing is working off Fantasy Cruncher and using my groups. I will try to make a video for that later. There will be an MME video on FC4 MLB this Thursday as well, and I'll try to get one out for NASCAR if I can get that out quick enough, even though those are coming out tomorrow afternoon. Now, one golfer, I was doing a little bit of research this morning. Luckily, that's one thing I do know how to do is research. I can look at data and trends. I don't need to know too much about the game of golf, but I can look at trends and data and know what I'm looking at. So I wrote some stuff down here on the side. I'm going to pull it up. Paul Casey, love this pick. I love this pick, and this was one of my first picks for my own personal player pool, and then I was talking to Bennett and looking at what he kind of wrote down too, and it was the very first player he mentioned, and he mentioned it for cash. I'm okay using him in MME. I'm okay in single entry GPPs. He's one of my riser picks for the week. Paul Casey's going to be a great choice in all categories. It's been a total of 18 events since he's missed a cut, and that's what stood out for me the first thing when I was kind of looking at the missed cuts and all this stuff. And he missed the cut at the Memorial. So that streak is over. But the thing is, his 4.75 strokes around the green in round 2 at the Memorial, that was how many strokes he lost? My word, that was the most he's lost in his entire career in a single round. So, listen, played terrible, but we're talking about somebody who's going to likely bounce back. And I love bounce back opportunities. I love opportunities where somebody burned a large group of the field. I think it was like 19% owned that week. And when he burns people, they're going to remember that, right? And that's recency bias, and it's still there. I promise you that. So I like going back to somebody like that. So he's in my player pool. Absolutely. I'm not even thinking twice about it. Eric Van Rooyen, so 8.8K on DraftKings. I love that. He gained 8.8 strokes tee to green, 8.3 on approach. He's first in driver's rank, too. Let's look at something real quick. We're going to look at Eric Van Rooyen, and we're going to look at our sheet here as we are not fully updated on this. This will be totally updated later. Here he is. Okay, so projection currently in our initial 73.01 gives him a value of 8.30. If we want to sort the value section, so that puts him just around like 20th or so. So not totally up there. There's some other golfers we have up there a little bit ahead of him right now based on the current model. Let's see here. And again, these, we have told our members, these are very, very early projections, like very early. There are 2 or 3 more rounds of running this model, so these things will shift immensely. All right, the next golfer for me is Matthew Wolff, the returning champion. Took first last year. Our initial projection 74.25, decent value at 7.65. Early ownership projection of 14.5%. By the way, these projections, the reason why I'm not really talking about these totally, we've only run our model one time. We're going to run it 4 times. 4 times. We have all sorts of data that we still need to upload into it. We just wanted to get this out, show people what it looks like, and get the members kind of going for the week, right? But there's a lot more stuff we need to add on the back end and wait a little bit heavier for the model to run correctly. So you can use this to kind of use as a guide, but I wouldn't use it as the end-all be-all. And if we want to search the course history here, let's search the course history, and we can see who finished in the top last year. Carlos Ortiz should be a phenomenal play this week as well, 7.7K, and it's just that price tag, and I think that his ownership's likely going to be a lot higher. And again, initial model is run at 6.5%. I would imagine this goes up just because people are going to see, oh wow, took top 5 last year, 7.7K. Same with Wyndham Clark, only 7.3K. You have 2 guys who on limited course history have been top 5, and they're both low and mid 7K. That's going to make these 2 guys likely a little bit chalkier. I think Lucas Glover is going to be a GPP option. People are on big time this week. That's hard not to. If you look at recent events, you have somebody pretty much who is top 20 in 4 of his last 5 events. He matches up well on some of the categories that Bennett has talked about using and you know, if we're looking at greens and regulation, 72.5%. I mean, Lucas Glover, wow. Let's look at last 6 weeks, and let's look at Lucas Glover. So, okay, so he is just outside the top 10% here. Looks like he's 13th or so in greens and regulation over the last 6 weeks. But if we're also looking at the amount of events this is, you know, he's played many more than most of these people other than Doc Redman. So looks like if we're looking at people who played 4 or more events, it's Redman, Glover, and then Henrik Norlander, who are all probably would be your top 3 in greens and regulation for people who played 4 or more events in the last 6 weeks. So immediately those 3 kind of end up being like my initial player pool, right? So I would end up having Doc Redman. I would definitely put in Henrik Norlander. He's been playing so well. And of course, you know, we're looking at these guys who have finished in our limited course history, who have finished at the top. So all these guys would end up being in my MME player pool. There's no way I'm not adding Tony Merritt, Brian Harmon, Sam Burns, Lucas Glover. I mean, these guys are all going to go in. We don't have much more to lean on other than course history and whatever their 2020 data is. We can look at a little bit long-term stuff. The long-term data is what kind of gets added into our model, which we have not done yet. So what you're seeing projection-wise and everything is completely based on what we've put here on the Study Hub so far. But we have an entire second tab that is on the back end where it has like it's mind-boggling amount of data. It's like 25 different rows of numbers. I don't totally get it. I'm so glad CG does. My man CG runs this thing. So he's going to be updating that as we go and finalize all those all the data over the last 2 years. So, all right, my friends, listen, I want you to check out the MLB Study Hub. That is down below in the description section as well. And don't lean on me for PGA. Please lean on Bennett. Lean on me for strategy. Once I get a solid projection set, a final ownership set, that is when I can take over. That is when I start to kind of work on leveraging ownership, leveraging the field, and DFS is like a puzzle at that point. It's ownership, it's projections, and it's a melding of the two in a way where you can leverage the field. I don't know how else to say it. let me help you out as much as I can in the Ronin tier CG as well. And I am excited about this week, and I'm excited about MLB. Again, get that down below in the description section. And come back for NASCAR, come back for the Fantasy Cruncher MLB tutorial, which I will be pumping out later today as well. All right, my friends, together, we'll rise or fall. Take care.